You already know what it is. Back with another one. Opposite from the norm. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's your boy JTL. Say what up to the people, HD.
What up? What up? HD here.
Yeah, so we got two dope topics for y'all that we're about to discuss. The first one, H, you got that the thing you sent me and pulled up so we can talk about it.
Yes, sir.
All right, so
Um,
we're gonna be talking about Draymond Green and the controversy that's going on with him right now and him running his mouth. Go ahead, HD.
okay. Well, Draymond Green was just, I'll say, dipping his toe into the, I guess you can call it controversial topic of the gaps in pay between men and women's sports and also media exposure as well. And you can find his tweets on Twitter, or you can also go on Yahoo Sports as well and read all his tweets. To summarize all of his tweets, he was basically going along with saying, "Hey, I agree. I agree that we should definitely be looking into the pay gap between men and women in sports." And he's saying that everyone should stop allowing it. And I'm taking straight from his tweet, allowing the complaints to fall on deaf ears due to numbers. And what a lot of, just for a little small piece of background, what a lot of people have said over the years, especially when it comes to, let's say, for example, college sports, for example, the college sports, especially men's football, college football, and men's basketball
Wait,
are
hold
the,
on, H. I gotta cut you off. Before
hmm,
we go to examples and stuff like that, let's go ahead and get into the tweets first and then do that.
okay. Well, yeah, he basically was just saying, yeah, let's start, making a stand, and, he's saying that he agrees that, there's a big ass difference in what men and women are being paid, and also what that women do, women's sports in general don't get as much media exposure as men do. And he was, basically pointing out the businesses and the people that, back those things. He's saying that, they need to, look at women empowerment and really stand up for it. And to me, all of
Made
his
the
tweets,
company
because
stand up
there's,
for it as well.
yeah, there's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, around six, seven tweets. So he actually spoke in length and in detail. He didn't just do some, you know, 5 word thing saying stand up for women. He actually went into great detail and, talking about, the differences and in his eyes, injustice. And then, there were some women, especially ESPN's Maria Taylor, who played volleyball and basketball in college at the University of Georgia. She spoke up. Megan Rapinoe spoke up. She's someone who's fought in Congress and in court for equal pay and equal opportunity for women. And also we had I'm gonna mess up her name, so please excuse me. Uh, Aficia Collier of the WNBA's Minnesota Lynx. She spoke up as well, but Megan Rapinoe was someone that, in my opinion, and when I passed this over to my partner, kind of seemed like she was combating what Draymond Green was saying and was being defensive at a time where there's no need to be defensive. It's kind of like, well, if somebody is trying to help you, with a bully, and then you start arguing with the person that's coming to help fight the bully with you. To me, I just see that as counterproductive, and I really don't understand it. So, I'm gonna pass it over to you and let you speak on your opinion on this. Nope. Hey, nope. Hey, Jake.
My bad, my bad. I was up there talking. I
Mm.
forgot I had it on mute while you was talking. Um, it was something I wanted to speak on. Basic problems like the society with a
And
lot of
and
people.
and and let me say
Yeah, go
this.
ahead. I
One
can find
key
this.
thing in Maria Taylor, when she very first started off her tweet, she said, and I quote, "Let's be careful not to place the responsibility to fix the problem of the patriarch society's apathetic view of women in sports on women. Just like we shouldn't
Mm.
charge POC with fixing the issues associated with racism."
Yep,
Now, to
that
me,
was racist.
to me, I'm just like, okay, where she said, let's be careful not to place the responsibility to fix the problem on women. If you take the time to read all of Draymond Green's tweets, he did not say that that's what he was saying. That's not what he was saying at all. That's not. He did not say it's a woman's responsibility to stand up. And just the fact of him tweeting this alone is him not saying women have to do it on their own. Him doing this, Draymond Green, a very prominent person, very well known in the NBA. He's also looks like he's trying to convert over to his career after basketball because he does some things on inside the NBA. So he's very well known, popular, known figure in the sports world, stepping up and saying something. Him doing this alone it is showing that a man is stepping up to plate to to say, hey, I'm gonna stand next to the women as they talk about equal pay. But it's like when this man is standing up to say something, you're taking his words and twisting it for no reason. And then Megan Rapinoe, her very start of her tweet, she says, respectfully, do you really think we haven't been out here asking for more investment, more resources, more storytelling, more branding, more marketing dollars, more youth investments, et cetera, to infinity? He did not say that, you asshole. That's not what he's saying, that you guys haven't been trying. That was not the gist of what he was trying to say. So it's like y'all arguing and coming at this man for no reason when he's out here putting his neck out there to help y'all. And you don't even fucking appreciate it.
Well, like what I said, he shouldn't have said nothing in the first place. Because anytime you give constructive criticism to certain fights,
Oh, and let
if
me
you
throw
ain't
this in
totally
here. Hold on,
disagreeing
let me
with
throw
people,
this
they're
in
gonna
here
get
too.
mad at you.
She said, and you know who largely are the gatekeepers to the money, investments, resources, capital, time, and sponsorship dollars? Men. Do you know who men listen to? Other men. I find that fucking false because men do listen to women. All these things that are starting to change, why do you think they're starting to change? Because men are listening to women. Now, yes, there are some powerful men that are backing these women and helping them, but the women stepping up in the first place is what's going on. So when she says
Mhm.
that, basically, I mean, to paraphrase, it's like, well, only men will listen to men. I find that false. I don't find that true.
But like I was saying, you shouldn't. A lot of people really shouldn't. In this situation, he shouldn't have said nothing. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't smart. Like and let's be fair. With a conversation like that, you shouldn't talk about that publicly. You should actually try to get some understanding and go to the people and try to work on things behind closed doors so you get it figured out and then go do it because you putting too much mess around it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think like we said, he's not trying to do nothing wrong, but it's something I just think he should have kept behind closed doors to talk about it with those people if he's really trying to help. I mean,
Now,
like,
here's another key thing that he said. He said, I've been asked to do so many PSAs this month on women empowerment. I said no. It's hypocritical because these same companies that are telling women empowerment are not putting their money where their mouth is. That right there lets you know what the man is saying.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying that these fucking companies that are preaching women empowerment aren't really putting the money up. So he's letting you know he's not fucking with them because they hypocrites. He's not saying he ain't fucking with the PSAs because he don't want to help women. If these women would stop being so fucking angry and read his fucking tweets for what they are, then maybe they can fucking understand. But they so goddamn angry and they're letting their anger get in the way of the fucking common sense. I read that fucking tweet one time and I understood it off the first fucking read. So if they would stop being so angry and just take the time to read what the man is saying, then they'll understand. Go ahead, Jay.
But do you think he should have kept it behind closed doors and talked to them personally and try to figure out something? Like that's what I wanted to ask you.
I can see it from both sides. I mean, I definitely agree with you that sometimes certain topics are left to be, discussed behind closed doors, and maybe you can have a better conversation. But um, in this instance, I just think he was just trying to use his public platform because he has millions and millions of people that listen to him to kind of put his neck out there to say that these companies are being hypocrites. And by him doing that, he's putting these millions of people that listen to him to spark the idea of, oh, okay, so maybe he's right. All these companies scream that they want to do stuff for women, but they really ain't putting their money up. So I can see both sides, but after doing something like this and getting this backlash, then yeah, I would be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm sitting here trying to help y'all and y'all combating me, so fuck it.
I mean, yeah, but it's just certain things he said that I knew was going to be a trigger to the ladies that stand for the cause. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I probably should have been behind closed doors.
Yeah. And what I was trying to say earlier was the big thing has that certain people point to has been what the men's sports bring to the table. Like for some colleges, the men's college football basically is what keeps the college, all the college sports afloat. Period. For some colleges, what they make off college football pays for all of the other sports like baseball, hockey, and even the women's sports. So if you take the men's college football and college basketball out of the equation, the college wouldn't have enough money to pay for all these other sports. So that has been the argument for years that the men's sports make so much money. We basically they're saying we have to put the men's sports on all the commercials and all the advertising dollars behind them because they're the ones that make the money to pay for the other sports. And then like when it comes to the NBA and the WNBA, the NBA makes billions and billions of dollars with marketing and with merchandise and with TV deals, and then that in itself will pay for or send money and revenue over to the WNBA to help them. So that has been the argument for years as to why they don't put as much marketing and money into women's sports because the men's sports make so much money to pay for the women's.
Mm. So they pretty
And
much
that and
saying it's
that's
not
not and
not
that's
worth
not
it.
me being sexist. That's just the facts of it. That's just the facts. Fuck all that. Me being a woman hater and all that. Anyone who calls me that can kiss my ass. I'm just speaking the straight facts. That's it. You can go ahead.
Yeah, so I think the problem with that is, and it's understandable, like a lot of frustration. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been going on for years, and then you got the women's movement So I just think he should have tread a little bit more lightly when he had that conversation, and it should have been more behind closed doors than just publicly like that. Because you're gonna say certain things depending on how you feel, and people may take it wrong. So, I mean, I get it. You know, me and you've been talking about this stuff for years. Matter of fact, when we talked about the athletes deserving to get some money, you know what I'm saying, from endorsements and stuff, besides just the college education, like give them some kind of stipend or some kind of pay or something, so that help them stop going out there and doing the little backdoor deals and stuff and putting their career at risk. So y'all excuse me, all this noise. I'm trying to get some stuff done. My apologies, but it would stop young guys from going out there and trying to get money. You know what I'm saying? Because colleges make millions of dollars. A lot of colleges pay their coach millions of dollars. But I think if he would have had a conversation behind closed doors, so they could have came to that, then he could have brought it to his platform. You know what I'm saying? Versus trying to do it like right there. So a lot of guys, we ain't gonna try to hear that because we like, oh, we don't want to hear that sexist stuff. We ain't wrong. It ain't our fault when people don't like women's basketball, which is true. It's not their fault because a lot of guys, they're not trying to be funny, but if they're watching sports and you can watch games where people dunking and alley oops and all shooting half court, jumping out you know what I'm saying? It's more things that um that provides the actual context to why men's sport is more appreciated, more, what I'm saying, lucrative. So I get what he was saying, but at the same time, it's like people don't want to hear that, especially women. They feel they want to fight the battle and men are the problem and all that. And to a certain extent, the problem with patriarchy is the fact that a lot of guys are just like, hey, I'm a man, you just gotta respect it and not giving no care and no thought. But he did bring a good point when it comes to business. You know what I'm saying? Um, they act like they support women's rights, a lot of these businesses. But when it comes down to, like you said, putting money where their mouth is, they don't want to do it because they're like, well, it ain't gonna make no money. Why would we do that? So since you watch a lot of sports, what would you say would be a good idea if you ever thought about any to help bring more attention to women's sports?
Um, this may sound corny, but I would say it would have to start from in home because, like, if you think about it, if you have a young girl and she grows up in a house with, a father, and they doing sports bonding time, 9 times out of 10, or maybe 10 times out of 10, the little girl who's sitting on her dad's lap, they're watching the NBA or they're watching the NFL. So they're gonna grow up with that being their number one thing because that's their bonding time with their dad. And then you have the girls who grow up. Yes, they still analyze women's sports, but they know more about, the NFL and the ins and outs because of with daddy. So maybe if some of the parents, dad and mother, would like, put the young girls and young boys at a small age onto, you know, the women's WNBA or the women's soccer or, women's college basketball, maybe they can grow up,
Are you saying
liking
they
that stuff.
should try to make it more family oriented?
Yeah, because if you don't grow up watching that stuff, it ain't gonna be something that's gonna, superly attract you. Like me, I did grow up watching a little bit of women's, but it wasn't pushed to me like that. So it's not gonna be my first or second or third option when I'm looking for sports. Yeah, I'll watch a college basketball women's when they're like in the Sweet 16 or Final Four, the NCAA tournament, but do I just watch a regular women's college basketball game like in the regular season? No. You know what I'm saying? Or like the WNBA, I may watch it when they're in the finals, but do I watch a regular season game? No, because I didn't grow up following it. I didn't follow certain players and things like that. So I feel like maybe if some of the kids are brought up to like it from a young age, then they'll follow it into their adult years, and then they'll support it. They'll go to games, or they'll buy the merchandise. So I think maybe it should start from as a young kid.
You bring up a good point. So let me ask you this. I never really watched it like that, but from the amount that you did watch, do you ever remember them doing things like the NBA does? The NBA has the NBA Cares. They got a lot of things for kids. They made Space Jam, stuff like that. So do you ever remember them showing anything that shows a lot of interaction with children as well? Because you might bring up a good point that they're not thinking about it like you said, the way the family engages. Like when we watch the championship, women and men come together for it. Whether the women know about the sports or not, it's enjoyable.
If I don't want to speak out of turn because someone may say, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about," but I don't remember a whole lot of that. What you asked me on the women's side, I don't, and I just picked up off women's stuff just on my own. Like if I was to see, let's say, when a woman was in college and she was scoring 40 points, they may flash it on ESPN really quickly, like quick. And then I'll say, oh, shoot, the next time she play, I want to see if she really that good. That I just picked up off that way, but I didn't have any older people, uncles or older brothers or whatever saying like, yo, let's watch women's soccer or let's watch women's college basketball. I just picked it up on my own gradually.
And if we did hear anything about women's volleyball or softball, you know what men was looking for. So
They're looking at
we
the
can't
booty.
tell them to be, we can't tell them to be more sexy because that would be the worst thing you could do right now.
Right. Oh
But
man, you'll
I
go to
think you
jail if you say
brought
that.
you brought up a perfect example. Like I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna try to watch some this week, and I think that might be something that's missing, like making it more family oriented on why it would be a good thing to watch. I mean, because they figure, all right, they ain't gonna make no money off of it. Let's just keep it real. The only reason why they care to do certain things with the black community is because they make money off of it. If they didn't make no real money off of it, they wouldn't care. Even back then when they was racist, they had to realize that when they was really, really racist back then, like they had to realize, like, man, hold on, black people got money to spend now. Even though we been had money to spend, even when we came out of slavery and we was building our own towns and cities and stuff, they was hating on us. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of black towns got burnt down. You know what I'm saying? It was just that much hatred because if anybody never seen it, go read the Color of Money article from back in the late 80s. It talks about back then around the early 1900s that a lot of black communities had plenty of money and we was flourishing and we was actually doing better than a lot of white communities. And they hated that. So, but I think, yeah, I would think that would be a good idea. If we had the number to the WNBA, we should call and tell them our idea so we can go ahead and get some money, and they have to pay us for that.
But
But
then they'll
y'all go.
call us a sexist pig.
No, they're gonna have to call us paid sexist pigs because we got to get this money. So, but that's it for that, man. Y'all leave y'all comments on that. What y'all think? So, H, go ahead and get to your topic. You gonna make it a little lighter.
Oh, it ain't gonna be no lighter. I'm just going to speak on it very, very quickly, and I'll let you talk, and then we'll end it because this is something that has been going on for years, and is going to continue going on because you have idiots out there. But anyway, I came across the article. This young rapper named Polo G, who's claiming he is Tupac rebirthed, and he got some picture where he has a bandana on, trying to look like Tupac, and it just really sickens me that we always have some rapper who will yell and scream or dress up in a certain way and think that that makes them Tupac. When I don't know if these young people do their research or if all they know about Tupac is just the All Eyes on Me album. But before you can call yourself the next Tupac or that you Tupac reincarnated, you gotta put a lot of fucking work in. And you know, I'm not talking about rapping. That's the goddamn problem. They think it all is about rapping. My partner will be able to reference a lot more than me, but in order to be calling yourself the next Tupac, you're gonna have to be letting homeless people live with you. You're gonna have to be getting in shootouts with gang members to come to the aid of young people for single mothers. You're gonna have to stand up for black rights. You're gonna have to stand up for black women and make powerful songs like Brenda's Got a Baby, Keep Your Head Up, and Dear Mama. You got a long fucking way to go. You gotta be you gotta be somebody that's gonna stand up for the rights of all black people. You're gonna have to shoot at some cops. You're gonna have to do a lot of things off the microphone and outside of putting on a fucking bandana to call yourself Tupac. Okay? So I just had to bring that up because I am a huge Tupac fan, and I'm more so a Tupac fan for what he did off the mic as opposed to what he did. He was a fucking genius on the mic, but everything that he did off the mic inspired me more than anything that he said on the microphone. So all these young rappers and even people who are a little bit older, like Lil Wayne, who have said little comments in referencing him and Tupac, stop it. Being Tupac means more than some fucking rhymes. Being Tupac means being there for people, your black people, means being there for women, means standing up to racism, means standing up to these crooked pig ass cops. It means helping people who are homeless who don't have anything. That's what being Tupac is about. So all you motherfuckers, whether it's Polo G or whoever, want to keep saying that they're the next Tupac, you're not even 1/4 of what Tupac was as a man. Not even one fucking fourth. So you need to stop that shit. And all these motherfuckers who keep saying that they're the next Tupac, fuck you. And I hope you get fucked with a dirty dog's dick because you disrespecting that man and you disrespecting the legacy that he left. I'm done talking.
Well, I ain't got too much to say after that, except for that's what people keep doing. And I know that somebody like Jay-Z be feeling some type of way, but it's reality. The reason why people are so passionate about Pac is because like everything Ace just named, all the stuff that he did is rare. You've never seen nobody do the stuff that Pac did ever, and you still haven't. You still won't, because he was one of a kind. He was who he was. People have to learn how to be themselves instead of trying to be somebody else that they know they can't even. They're not cut from the same cloth. And for another reason, you got to think about the time he came up in. He was born 71. His parents were Black Panthers. His godfather, Geronimo Pratt. Uh, his godmother, Asada Shakur. Like that
Exactly.
alone, that alone shows that you're not him. He comes
That
from
man was birthed
greatness.
a Black Panther. He was birthed a fucking Black Panther.
So he was a Panther baby. So that alone makes you not be, because you don't come from the same lineage. Like, just listen to all the greatest, those great people I just named. So that alone, the
And
bloodline,
that's
you
the
don't have
thing,
that.
Jay. Not to cut you off. That's the thing. These little rappers, they don't even know who the fuck Asada Shakur is. That's the
Right.
thing. But they want to call themselves the next Tupac. They don't even know who that man is connected to. And the things that the people he connected to did and stood up for. Will any of these motherfucking young rappers stand up to white people and say fuck you over some racism? No, they won't. Because they don't have the nuts or the balls to. And they're always bowing down to white people. That's why it gets me heated and infuriated, because they think because they sample his song that they're the next Tupac. Get the fuck out of here.
That's how it goes. I ain't pretty much got to say nothing. My partner said it all for us. So y'all go ahead. Like I said, leave your comments. Make sure you subscribe though. You know how we do with opposite from the norm. We always gonna be back with that realness. You know what I'm saying? So this your man JTL HD. Say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye. Stop disrespecting Tupac.
All right then, y'all. So we about, man. Holla at us.